Very good morning, class. We are studying lesson 7 of science, animal world. In this chapter, we have already studied the topic habitat and some of the topics of body coverings like cuticle, scales and shells. So, today we will start the topic feathers and fur or wool. These two topics of body coverings we will cover today. Okay, let's start the today's topic. Bodies of birds are covered with feathers. Feathers keep them warm and help them to fly. So, here you can see the picture of a bird. You saw the birds in your surroundings and in your day-to-day life. So, you have seen that bird's body is fully covered with feather. Feather basically why feather is required for the bird's body? There are three main reasons. What are those? Feathers help them to fly. The first reason, feather keeps the body of the bird warm. Second and third reason is feather protect the internal organs of the bird. Can you see the organs of the bird? No, because it is covered with the feather. So feather protect the organs, internal organs of the bird. So there are basically three reasons why feathers are important or what role feathers do in the bird's body. Okay. Now, fur or wool. Mammals like sheep and deer have fur or wool on their body. You can see here the picture of a sheep and here the picture of a polar bear. Basically, bear and sheep have wool or fur on their body. Like polar bear have fur on their body. The hair found on the body of the polar bear is called fur. So polar bear have fur on his body and sheep has wool on its body. Now what these outer skin or body coverings do in these mammals' body? Basically the body covering of a sheep or the body covering of a bear help them to protect from cold and rain. It protects them from cold and rain. Like we human beings can carry umbrella, can wear raincoat, but these animals can't. So God has given them outer covering or a body covering which protect them from changes in environment. Like the wool on the sheep body protected from cold and rain. In the same way, fur on the bear body also protect him from cold and rain. I hope it is clear to you all. Now, body coverings of some animals like zebra, tiger and grasshopper merge with their surrounding and it makes animal hard to spot and protect them from enemies. Okay, I must say that you have seen the picture of a zebra. How it looks? Its skin looks like a black and white in color. Or zebra crossing, you have seen the same way white and black stripes are found on the skin of zebra. Tiger, it also have a lines on its body of yellow and dark brown color, and grasshopper is green in color. So why I am talking about the colors of these animals? Basically, the outer covering of these animals help these animals to hide themselves and it becomes hard to spot these animals when they are in a jungle. Okay. What these outer covering helps them? Basically, these outer covering helps them to protect these animals from their enemies. If you are not able to spot these animals, whenever you want to saw a tiger in a jungle or in a safari, you need to be more focused on a particular place. Then only you are able to saw a tiger. In the same way, you are not able to see zebra easily. So enemies cannot get these animals easily because of their outer skin, because their skin get merged with the surrounding. So this property is called camouflage. Now students, when the skin of an animal get easily merged with their surroundings and you are not able to spot them easily, that property is called camouflage. Animals like chameleon can change their color color to match the surrounding. So, in the same way, chameleon can change its color to protect himself from his enemies. So, he changed his color according to the surrounding. He converted it to red, then green, then yellow, then brown. So, why the chameleon do this? Because to protect himself from their enemies. We cannot easily spot these animals because of their skin color, because they easily get merged with the surrounding. Now, I hope it is clear to you all. Next, we move to the next topic. Okay, here a small activity is given. This is your homework. You have to do this and this exercise on your own. And if you are not able to do it, I'll help you. But you have to do this because whatever you have studied till now, this is on the basis of that. Now we will cover a small topic of breathing in animals. Animals breathe in oxygen and breathe out carbon dioxide. You all know that we human beings and animals takes oxygen and releases carbon dioxide. Land animals breathe in oxygen from the air, while aquatic animals breathe in oxygen from the water. The animal who lives on the land, they breathe in oxygen from the air, or you can say from the atmosphere, like we human do. We breathe in air from the atmosphere. But aquatic animals are those animals who live in the water. So aquatic animals breathe in oxygen from the water. So animals who live in water are called aquatic animal, and they take oxygen from the water. In water also oxygen gas is dissolved. So the water animals take oxygen gas from the water only. Different animals have different organs for breathing. Okay, different animals have different organs for breathing. What does it mean? It means like lion breathe with the help of its nose. We human being breathe with the help of our nose. But fish breathe with the help of gills. So different animals have different organs of breathing. They take oxygen gas from different organs of their body. Let's see what organs they use to breathe the gas. Insects breathe through air holes called spiracles present along the side of their body. So the insect use the organ is called spiracle. Spiracle is present along the side of their bodies, like you can see over here. Here the picture of a insect is given. So this insect breathes with the help of spiracle, which is present along the side of their bodies. Okay, spiracles lead into a network of air tube called trachea. So the spiracle is connected with a air tube which is you can say empty from inside, and which is you can say round in a shape. So it is connected with the air tube called trachea, and they take the oxygen gas passing with spiracles passing with air tubes to their whole body. So the blood of insect does not contain oxygen carrier called hemoglobin. That is why their blood is not red in color. So how the oxygen carried to the various part of an insect's body? This spiracle lead to air tube, which form a fine network that reaches every tissue of the body. Air enters the body through this network. The body tissue absorb oxygen and give out carbon dioxide, which expelled from the body. In this way, insect breathe oxygen and releases carbon dioxide. So, students, this much is enough for today. We have studied breathing of insect today. So, in the next topic, we will study about the fish breathing, frog and reptiles. I hope it is clear to you all. Now, one worksheet I have prepared for you, which I'll post in the class group. you have to do and post it in the same class. So thank you class, and if you have any query, ask me.